I posted something about a week ago about me finally getting a full-time job after searching for months since graduating, and I lost it. This is me like 16 minutes after finding out, and I just need to talk about it because it's so stupid. Let me just backtrack a little bit and let you know about the process of me getting this job. I applied to the position in early to mid February, and I got my first interview about 6 days, maybe a week after I originally applied. And I did the interview and it went really well, and I got a call back that same day that they wanted me to come in for my second interview, which was going to be 5 days after that. I get there and I wait for my interviewer to show up for 15 minutes after the time he was supposed to show up. I was there like 20, 25 minutes early, and I just had to wait all that time. I called the number that called me that told me that I was going to have the interview on that day, and he answered and told me that he completely forgot about this interview. He had some sort of meeting come up, and he just forgot about me, and he profusely apologized and asked me if I wanted to reschedule for the following Saturday, which was like another 4 days. I get to that interview again pretty early, and he tells me he's gonna be late. So I sit there and I wait for him, and he eventually shows up. I do the interview, and it goes really well again. And then I moved on to the third interview of this process, which is with like the regional district manager. This whole job is it's a management position at a pretty popular fast food chain. It pays really well. While I'm getting ready for my third interview, I get a text from the guy that says that we need to reschedule. So, of course, being as flexible as I am and unemployed, I reschedule the interview. When I finally get to the third interview, I'm sitting down with the guy from my second one and the regional district manager, whatever you want to call him. The district manager is in the back seat of a car getting driven with AirPods on. He's barely paying attention to me. He's asking me questions here and there, and I give these great responses. I feel like I'm great at an interview, and he gives me these very short-handed answers, like, "Oh, that's good," or "Okay." I didn't think it went well, but I did end up getting the job. I was informed the next day that I got the job, and I made that post and told you guys, I got the full-time job, and I have to try to figure out how to work YouTube into that schedule and all that. And they scheduled my training day because I had to learn how the store operates because I was coming in as an external manager. They scheduled that training shift for like 9 to 10 days after that last interview. So here I am in this process. It's been, I'm pretty sure, well over 2 weeks, and I have, you know, another week or so till my actual shift. I get to the shift and it's about what I expected. I really wanted to just be a sponge and absorb all the information because there was a lot of information coming at me. I was informed not just by the district manager, but also the guy who interviewed me on my second interview and the girl who interviewed me on my first interview that this was an opportunity for me to just learn the ropes of the restaurant so I can, have that knowledge in the back of my mind so I can train new employees or new managers in the future. I feel like a lot of it came very quickly to me other than like the back of the kitchen stuff because it's a little more hands-on than any sort of fast food job I've ever had as far as making the food goes. But I pretty much got the hang of everything that first training shift. It was only like 6 hours and I thought I did really well. I was getting to know some of the people in the store. There was a lot of very experienced people there, and also another external manager that was just hired like 3 weeks ago. And I felt like I was having good, constructive conversations with everyone and learning the ropes the way I was supposed to. I also did that thing you do at every sort of job like that, where you go through a bunch of virtual training modules on a Chromebook, and I did that. I gave them my SSN, my ID, and all the stuff that they need for, like direct deposit. I was firmly planted in this door, and I felt like I had a very strong start to this job. We get to the end of the shift, and the guy that interviewed me the second time asked me if I want to leave early. He doesn't really think there was anything there for me to do. And I actually say no. I say I want to learn this particular thing more hands-on. It was the one thing that felt like it had any sort of difficulty in that job. And he, along with the other manager that was training me, seemed very happy to hear that I wanted to learn more rather than leave early. So I learned the thing that I wanted to learn, and I got it pretty down pat. I still remember the steps. It's been like 5 days since then. I talked to the manager and I talked to the guy that interviewed me the second time, and I have my little send off. I give everyone their handshakes, some fist bumps, tell everyone to have a good night, and I go on my way. And they tell me that within the next 3 days, they're going to tell me which store they want me in next. Because they want to pair me with a store or a manager that is best at the things that I struggle with. So that would be the kitchen. They told me 3 days on Friday. They told me 3 days, and it gets to Monday, and I'm not hearing anything. I shoot a text to the guy who interviewed me the second time, who established that he is my main line of communication, and he doesn't respond all of Monday. I shoot him another text on Tuesday, and he doesn't respond again. So I'm door dashing because this has been my only source of income for the last 3 months, and I get a text from an AI chat assistant for this restaurant company. And the text says something along the lines of, after careful consideration, we have decided not to move forward, and my application was terminated. Even though I had already worked a shift. You know, I met some team members, and I trained, and I did a bunch of paperwork, and I did those training modules on the Chromebook. I had the job. I know that I had the job. I did all the stuff I was supposed to do when you get the job. Not to mention, this comes after like 3 weeks of the most unprofessional interview process I've ever been a part of. So I reach out to this guy who's been my line of communication the whole time, the second guy who interviewed me. And I basically say, I was just told you guys wouldn't be moving forward with me, and I just want to know if there's something I did wrong or a trait I didn't have. It would be incredibly helpful to know this. So he schedules a phone call with me and actually shows up on time this time just to tell me that he doesn't feel like I was assertive enough and that I wasn't bubbly enough, which is weird because one, that was my first day and I was told I was supposed to learn the kitchen stuff, which is the stuff that he and the first person that trained me struggled with most coming into the same position I was interviewing for. And as far as everything else, I just wanted to be a sponge, absorb everything that everyone was telling me, because you get a lot of stuff on that first training shift. And I feel like I learned a lot, and I feel like I remember and retained a lot of that stuff. He felt like he wanted me to be more assertive, which was crazy because all the people there were multi-year veterans of this restaurant. There was someone that worked there for 30 years, and he wanted me to be assertive to them. And it's not like any of them were even doing anything wrong. There was another manager there, and everyone was operating at maximum efficiency. Everyone there was more experienced than I was, and I don't know. I don't know what I was supposed to do. I get that I was coming in as a manager, but I was told twice from 2 different people that the point of that shift was for me to learn the operation side of things, as far as like the kitchen goes and things like that. If it was a quiz, I feel like I got a 95% on that quiz. I learned everything as far as the operation side of things goes. But apparently I wasn't assertive or bubbly enough, which doesn't make sense because I was talking to all the employees. I had a very cordial relationship with all the employees, especially for someone who's there for the first time and it's their first day. I can tell you that guy was there for 30 years. I can tell you one guy was there for 4 years and he plans on doing this after college. And I could tell you that the girl that was there in my position had been there only 3 weeks and that her son has my name. He made it sound like on the phone call I was walking around with my head down and my arms swinging. He said it looked like I didn't want to be there and I didn't want to speak up. I went around the lobby when we were busy with a stupid pamphlet telling people to sign up for rewards with a smile on my face. I got someone to sign up for the rewards by handing them a pamphlet. That worked. The only time I spoke up in the kitchen was to ask questions. That's what you're supposed to do when you're learning something. Like I said, I had a very cordial relationship with everyone there, very friendly. I can tell you all their names. I don't know what he was seeing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was a more attractive candidate that just applied for the position. I don't know. I had the job in the bag, and I thought I was going to be able to get away from DoorDash, but no. I still have to do that for 50 plus hours a week to make ends meet. And I'm not even using my own car to do that right now. My car's brake pads and the rotor is fried, and I'm the bum using my girlfriend's car to do that. And I don't know, man. I'm being super vulnerable on the internet right now, but I'm just so upset. I had it in the bag, a very decent salary, and it just got snatched away from me, and I don't know what to do. It's it's been a rough 2025 so far, and I don't know. I hope it's going better for you guys. I didn't mean to rant for this long. I just needed an outlet. I don't know. I'll see you guys later.